Learning how to make decisions from intuition instead of from the ego is crucial because it gives you power over the ego. It gives you awareness of the ego so that the ego cannot manipulate you. And recently I have been doing a job that was requested by a student, and that job has to do with the Bible. And in the Genesis 16 there is a story that involves Abraham and also his wife Sarai. And the story shows you how a decision that is made from the ego, from the practical ego, not even the vain ego, the ego that is looking for glories, but actually from the practical ego, the one that says, okay, this is a practical decision, let's do it. And they make a decision, Abraham and his wife, and also a slave, an Egyptian slave they have. And this decision that seems to be practical and a solution for a real problem has unintended consequences. So this is a typical result of a decision that is made from the practical ego. The practical ego doesn't tend to make decisions that will end up in a catastrophic situation, not necessarily, but it will usually end in unintended consequences because the ego is incapable of having a clear picture or getting a clear picture of all the possible scenarios and ramifications of its decision, even if you have a well-developed practical ego. So when you make a decision from a practical stance, from your practical ego, make sure it's aligned with the optimum unfoldment of the universe. Make sure it is aligned with intuition. So double check the decisions that you make from your practical ego, double check them with intuition. A decision that is made from the vain ego, the ego that really is looking for glories, that's a different story. That type of decisions usually lead to catastrophic consequences. And when you look at history is full of decisions that were made from the vain ego. Emperors and kings that they decided that they wanted glories, more land, more power, and the result of it was wars. So it's not rare that a decision that is made from the vain ego, looking for glories, ends up in wars. It doesn't need to be wars between countries. It can be also wars inside the family, inside your close relationships. So make sure that you don't make any decision from the vain ego, and if you make a decision from the practical ego, make sure it's aligned with intuition. The only decision that is trustable is the decision that is coming from your intuition, from alignment with the divine will, so to speak, or alignment with the divine unfoldment of the universe. Anyway, this type of work not only will help you at making better decisions in life, but will also give you power over your ego. It will give you observation in your ego's agenda. And that is a great step forward in Advaita, because your ego may not disappear overnight. Like, for example, in the case of Abraham has already attained awakening. He's quite awakened when he makes this decision, and possibly his wife also, in the Bible story in Genesis 16. However, the decision still has unintended consequences, because they didn't think much about it. They say, oh yeah, this solves the problem, let's do it. And it requires a direct intervention of the divine, of God, as it's named in the Bible, to solve the unintended consequences that were somewhat challenging. Now, these challenging consequences that happened when you make a decision from the practical ego sometimes bring you into a new situation where you have to make other new decisions, and these new decisions are a new opportunity for using your intuition, not only your practical ego, but your intuition, because we got to make our decisions eventually from intuition, not from the ego, whether it is the practical ego or the vain ego or another aspect of the ego. The ego is not the place to make decisions, because those decisions will bring to you unintended consequences or catastrophic consequences. I hope this helps. And I would suggest that you read the description of this video, which I leave you for you below. This description in a text form is, I do it with the AI in combination. I give the transcript of the video to the AI, and then the AI keeps all the ideas and puts it into a format that is less than 5,000 characters as YouTube requires. And then I double check that all the ideas are there, make corrections and so on, and make sure that it really is accurate with the intention of the video, and then I copy it there. So read the description of the video. It will help you to consolidate these ideas. And in Advaita, repetition from ideally different sources like texting, reading, videos, or watching a video several times help, because we want to internalize these insights and strategies to the bones. It's not just understanding them once. So repetition is really helpful. Also, if you know Spanish, watch this video in Spanish, because you will have another angle. Different languages give you a different level of penetration of the truth that is being presented. And so I always upload the video in Spanish and English every week. So this video will be also in Spanish. If you know Spanish, watch it in Spanish. I also want to ask you if you can, if you like the content, please mark like, because it really helps to promote this video so that other people can see it. The algorithm in YouTube works that way. A video that has likes begins to get promoted by the algorithm. If it has no likes, it's not going to be promoted. So you really help to make this video available to more people just by pressing like. And if you are interested in subjects like this, consider subscribing to the channel. That's it. I hope this helps. Oh, and at the end of the video, at the end of the description of the video, you will find my email in case you want to contact me. Have a good one. And I hope this helps you to make better decisions. We all need to work at that level. It is so easy to just run away with the decisions that feel practical or give you enthusiasm, which enthusiasm sometimes may come from the ego that wants glories. So be careful. Learn to make your decisions in alignment with intuition. Take care.